Hi stamping friends, it's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you on another Tuesday afternoon. I am thoroughly enjoying the weather here in Spruce Grove. It is quite warm out today, like 12, 14, something like that, and the sun's shining, so we're happy, we're pleased. And I had to go out this morning, so that's why I'm a little bit, don't know if I'm quite ready for this, but did have to go out to an appointment this morning and all went well, so home now. I would like to welcome you all, whoever is here and whoever will be joining me later and on YouTube. I enjoy sharing these creations with you, so glad to see you're here. I do a draw each week for the card we make, and I will send it out to to a random draw for anyone who posts. So I'm glad you're still doing that, and if you'd like to share my video, I'd love that too. Just get my name out there. I enjoy sharing, crafting, creating with the whole community we're building, so I really thank you for that. Welcome from anywhere you are. Let me know where you're coming from. Hi Terry, I can see comments. This is just great. And Karen, hi. I will definitely come back and answer all of the comments and questions after the fact. I do have a couple of things to share with you first, and then I'm going to show you how to make the card with the products or the dimensions and whatever that I showed you in the graphic leading up to this. So I'm going to switch the camera down and show you a couple things, and then we'll get started. So bear with me while I try not to dump the camera over, and that looks about like where my table is. So let me know what you guys have been up to. I see Karen, you said you've made a card, and hopefully you'll share it on under the post. I'd love to see whatever you guys make. It's just pretty special to see that you're enjoying this as much as I am. So first of all, you can see this catalog, our annual catalog that has, hi Karen, yeah, another Karen, welcome. Our annual catalog did start last Tuesday, so there's been lots of chitter chatter all over social media with it, and this is the one set that is one of the top sellers so far, and it's got a bit of gold in it in that water, alcohol ink with alcohol, blends with alcohol ink. Karen Yeomans did a demo for us in our Friday Zoom class to show us how to do that, and I haven't made anything yet, Karen, but I will, and I'll let you know. So that's front and back on there. Lots of great things. If you do not currently have a demonstrator in Canada, I'd love to help you out, so let me know. And what my plan is for this year is to use products out of here that I have, but also use some of the ones that are returning to this catalog. So combining the two, probably more DSP out of here and stamp sets from the retiring ones, or not the retiring, the returning ones. So, told you I was a little frazzled. So I have my host code for the month here. If you're ordering on my site and the order is under $200, I'd appreciate you using it. I do have my bookmark. I'll just leave here so you can keep those colors in mind. Those are all the end colors that we worked with last week making this card, and I showed you some of the others. Can't lay my hands on them right now because I have quite the jumble down here. But this one we did, and I did the random draw, and Susan S., you are the winner of that. So if you could message me your mailing address, I would love to send it out to you. And next, just a reminder, we currently have till the end of the month a Join Plus, meaning that if you would like to join my team, $206 worth of product for only $135, and that's no shipping and handling and no GST, so that's quite a savings. You do not have to sell, you do not have to hold classes, you do not have to do anything live like I'm doing. You just have to have fun, and you'll get a discount for however long you are that as signed up as a demonstrator. So if you need more information on that, you can check out, I have lots on my website, and you can also contact me and we'll certainly chat about it. So let me know about that. The Connect, Craft, and Collect is another promotion happening, but this one goes till June 14th. And this one is if you have a party, host total. If you have a workshop, if you have a gathering, if you collect orders up to $300, you get an additional 30. So you will get 10%, which is $30, and an additional 30. So that's $60 that you can spend on host rewards. So keep that in mind if you have maybe one or two friends or family members wanting to order things, and you as well, then we can put that together. Or I could do a virtual party for you where we would make probably 3 different cards. I could show you how to use your products doing it, and then you could place the orders, or I could place them for you, and you would end up with those extra rewards. And this is what's keeping me busy as well, Stamping Staycation. Some of you on here already have registered. Thank you very much. Looking forward to creating with you on May 29th. $47. We will give you 5 hours of videos, tutorials, tips and tricks. 3 of us, Joanne, Lillian, and I, have got together. This is our 4th one. So we started last year when COVID started, and we are happy to say that we are celebrating our 1st anniversary, or happy birthday to us. So if you'd like to join, again, lots of information on my social media accounts as well as my website, or contact me. If you're watching on YouTube, same thing. And now I would like to go on to making the card. So any questions or concerns about anything with Stampin' Up, whatever, let me know. And if I can't read the question as we're going here, I will certainly look at it later and get back to you. So for this one, like I said, I'm going to try and continue using things that are not in the new catalog, just because we hate to forget our mini catalog is good till the end of June, and there's some great things in there. And one of them happens to be this paper that I have called Love You Always paper. It is all shiny and glimmery, as you can see. And it has Rococo Rose, Sahara Sand, and Blushing Bride, I believe. Just a minute. Yes. So any of those colors work. The ones I'm using today are the Sahara Sand and the Rococo Rose. And it comes with 12 sheets. So there's 3 different kinds. There would be 4 of each in that package. So you get quite a bit of paper. And that is in the mini catalog on page 11. So Love You Always specialty designer paper. And if you see my catalogs marked with orange, that means that it will be retiring. So anything on here, except for the matte black dots, will be retiring. So this catalog will go to the end of June. If there's anything in there that you would like, now would be a good time to see about getting it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I made, and it's kind of a flip, fun, fold, open, whatever, but it's got lots of different pieces. So I thought, what a neat card to use that designer paper. I could have used some of the lighter pink, the Blushing Bride, as well as the Rococo Rose. I chose not to. Any of you that are crafting along with me today, I'd love to hear what you're using. So first of all, I will go over my stamp set as well, is retiring out of that catalog, called Happy Thoughts. Really, really disappointed in that, and I may just be hanging on to this one because I love the words in it. So for this one, I'm using Thinking of You, and on the inside, I just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. And in this day and age with COVID, don't we all need that? The happy birthday, I've used lots. Congratulations could work for an anniversary, for a graduation. I've got a couple of those to make too. And like I say, just the fonts and everything in this set are just exceptional. It is $1 million set. For those of you who don't know, this indicates that the creator of this had reached $1 million in sales with Stampin' Up. So pretty special honor there as well. So that's the stamp set I'm going to use. So I will start with sizes for you. I did have them in the picture, but just to go over them again, and I will put them at the top of this post when I'm done. But 7.5 by 5.5, score at 4 1/4. So you can see from the card, it's our normal size here, but it only comes this far, so it's an inch short. So just a bit different. So it's scored at 4 1/4. I have a 7 by 3, scored at 3 1/2, and that's going to make this piece. I have a 5 1/4 by 4, that's our standard for the inside. Then we get to the layers in the dark early espresso. I have 5 1/4 by 3 and 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. And okay, where's this one? Oh, this one's behind the words, sorry. 2 1/2 by 1 3/4. So then my words are going to go on top of there with 2 1/4 by 1 1/2. 3 by 2 1/2 is going to fit on that one. So that's a designer paper. 3 1/4 by 2 3/4 is going on the inside. I have a 5 by 2 3/4 and a 5 by 3. So the outside one has an extra layer. It has the early espresso behind it. The inside one is just the layer of cardstock, or of designer paper. And this little piece that went on here is 3 1/4 by 3/4. So like I say, using a fair bit of paper, which I like, because that's another thing that I'm hoping to do this year, is use more and more of my designer paper. I love it, and I know it's hard to cut into it, but okay, lost my bone folder. Isn't that great? Lucky I have a few more of them. Once you cut into your designer paper, you're thinking, oh, I could make that, or I could make this, or maybe let's make this. So I'm going to take my piece that was 7 1/2 by 5 1/4, no, 5 1/2, sorry, and fold it on that score line. So then I am going to take my inside piece and stamp on it. And I always stamp my words before I put the inside piece in, because inevitably if I stamp crooked, I can at least turn it over. So we'll try that. And you notice I was stamping or inking it with the ink pad this way. Just do that on the larger size stamps. Find I have a little more control of how to ink it. I'm not going to glue it in yet because we need this flap one to go in between, but it is stamped. And while I have the ink open, I'm going to do this little guy, Thinking of You. And again, I don't want to rock the table with the camera on there, but that one I would do that way. And I found that mounting my words kitty corner, sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, but sometimes it does help me put it on my paper straight. Oh, it's maybe not quite straight, but I think it'll do. Because I'm not lining up the block, I'm lining up the words. Okay, so that can be put on here right now before I lose it. So have you guys all been making cards? I presume any of you that had Mother's Day cards to send, that you had them done and out, or delivered them, whatever the case may be, presuming that you had a good Mother's Day. Okay, so next I have my 7 by 3 scored in the middle at 3 1/2, and this piece is going to go in behind here so that it can flap over here. So I'm going to attach it. What did I do with that one? No, I attached it just over the edge. Thinking on this one, I don't think I did it on that one, but I'm going to adhere it to my insert with just, if you can see, oh, hard for me to see in there, there's just a little bit of a room in there so that it will fold. So I'm going to put my adhesive on here and lay this mainly so that it covers that, because I don't want it to be visible when the card's closed. And I wouldn't put glue back here because I don't want it yet. I will when I go to place it in here. Was that all the pieces? Yeah, that's all I needed. Okay, so then that can go. And as you know, most often I would be using dimensionals to give some depth, but because this card has a lot of layers, I basically used my liquid glue for pretty well all of it. Try not to rub your fingers where the ink is, because our fingers do have oils on them, no matter how many times we wash them. Okay, so there's what the base is, but you can see that there is all kinds of glitz put on it now. So I'm going to make my layers for the front. I've got my 5 1/4 by 3 early espresso and a 5 by 2 3/4 DSP. And if you're making along with me, tell me, what kind of DSP do you have? What are you using? Were you able to see in my graphic for this that it was this paper, and do you have some? Let me know. I really, really like this paper. But I was surprised after doing all the cutting for my sample as well as doing it on live here that it did not take very much paper at all. So you could make quite a number of these from a package of that paper. So there is my front layer. Then for this layer, I have these guys. So the 3 1/4 by 2 3/4 will have, again, a 1/4 inch smaller, the 3 by 2 1/2 mounted on there, and that will be on the front. And I don't think, looking at that paper, that there is an upside and a downside on it. I don't think it matters if you put it this way or this way. So that's going to go on here. Actually, it could go on there right now. I think there's a reason why it can't. So that will be, so like I say, it didn't take a lot of the designer paper, but it provides a great finished product. So this one here, and just for a bit of a highlight, that strip of the Rococo Rose on it. So, like I say, this one I did as a thinking of you. I could certainly see it becoming a birthday card. Let me know, what other occasions would you use something with this many flips and flaps and folds, and I guess we'd call it a fancy flap card, fancy fold flap card. So for this, we will do the 3 1/4 by 3/4, just for continuity and adding a bit of color through there. And I'm going to just eyeball it. I'm not going to worry about measuring to see if it's straight. And there are flowers going in that particular paper. But again, they're going up and down both. So, and we have one more piece of designer paper left, 5 1/4 by 3, which will be going in here. So like I say, it doesn't take long once you've got your paper cut, and with having all the sizes, you could certainly cut for a great quantity of, and they're all straight cuts. They're not cut with die cuts, which would maybe add a bit more interest to your card if you did have, you know, scallops around it or whatever. But so that is my card, and that piece is not laying down as well as it did on this one. No, maybe it's about the same. I will just try burnishing it a little bit more. And then for this, I left just a little bit of the pink showing. So it wasn't, I mean, you could put it back right in the center. But then I wouldn't have room for my pearls. So I think I'm going to move it over again. And when I go to do this, to decide where to put, oh, I put that piece on crooked. Look at that. And I don't imagine I can move it now. Okay. I would lay it where I want it, and then I'm just going to pick it up about here and say, okay, don't put glue out any farther than that. Just do this part. So really scientific, isn't it? And then when I put it down, and there is a little bit of time for moving it. So there's my card, and then last but not least, of course, is the, well, what we call the sparkle, the glimmer, whatever. It's the pearls that I put, and they are from Pastel Pearls. I used the pink, and even though these have the Rococo Rose, which is this darker one. Interesting. I still like the pink. The purple would work with the hydrangea. These are going to carry over, so you could get them in the new catalog as well. So again, what I do when I put these on is just kind of, oh yeah, I like that, I like that. I'm going to put that one there. No rhyme, no reason. I do like to, I think I'll put that one up there too, to use them as in threes, odd numbers, 3 or 5. I don't know if I could have put 5 on that one. But there you go. There is our card. So, I mean, that didn't take us very long, maybe 15 minutes once I had everything cut. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And we'll share, and we'll let us know share a picture of yours when you do get it done. I'd really appreciate seeing it, of whatever colors, choices you have. And again, a reminder to Susan S., if you're watching or when you're watching, please send me your address and I will send that card off to you. And whoever comments this week, I will send one of these off to you. And we'll all continue enjoying our card making while we're stuck at home with this COVID happening. So until next week, take care, and we'll see you then.